October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Positive Foundation and the Electrolytes Foundation, in collaboration as well with the Still Beautiful Foundation, has kicked off the Breast Cancer Awareness Month beginning October 3rd through the 6th with a Play for the Cure, and that's happening at the Little League Stadium next to the Festival Village in Phillipsburg. Of course, we're having our pink parade in honor of survivors, those who have lost the fight, and those who are still going through the fight. That happens on October 4th, Friday. We gather at the University of St. Martin and we go through Phillipsburg. This year, we're taking a shorter route. We're actually going to go past the government administration building, the former government administration building, up to Front Street, all the way via the post office alley, heading down Front Street, coming around Back Street, and back to the University of St. Martin. We also have our Pink Sunset sale happening on Saturday, October 5th. Aquamania Adventures. This year, we are set to have three catamarans. This is definitely an exciting venture for us. We usually have two boats. This year, we're having three boats. There's still a few tickets left. So if you're interested in the Pink Sunset sale, please contact Aquamania Adventures for your tickets. October 18th and 19th, St. Martin Medical Center is having a breast cancer symposium. It's called Breast Cancer in the Caribbean. That is October 18th and 19th. Please visit the St. Martin Medical Center Facebook page for ways how you can register for this event. October 24th, we're having our support group meeting, and we have a very special guest from the United States coming in for this event. On the 25th, the support group members will have a personal interaction with the very special guest. On October 26th, we are at the St. Martin Medical Center for Women's Health Day, where women will be able to get a free clinical breast examination along with other health screenings, including blood pressure, blood sugar, World AIDS awareness as well will be there, among others, to provide other health screenings for women. And on the 27th of October, we wrap up the Positive Foundation and Electrolytes Foundation Breast Cancer Awareness Month with a Thanksgiving service at the Colby Methodist Church. The Positive and Electrolytes Foundation invite the community, especially women aged 18 and older, to take advantage of the free breast cancer screening services offered at the following medical clinics. No appointment is necessary. Simply visit the clinic at a specified time for a free clinical breast examination. The foundations, in collaboration with the St. Martin Medical Center, will cover the cost of the mammogram for uninsured individuals who may need one. The Positive and Electrolytes Foundation are hosting a series of events throughout October. For more information about breast cancer awareness events, contact Shelly Alfonso at 580-9658 or email via shelly.alfonso at outlook.com or visit the Positive Foundation SXM.com website. You can also reach out to Electra at 523-7418 or email electrovoltage at hotmail.com. For additional activities and events, please check the Positive and Electrolytes Facebook page or the Instagram pages. The screening locations or opportunities that are available this year begin on October 7th at the St. Martin Diagnostic Center and on October 9th, as well as the St. Martin Diagnostic Center in Simpson Bay. And the opportunity is from 12 until 2 p.m. on both days. The next opportunity is October 9th at the Midtown Medical Center from 12 to 2 p.m. as well. October 10th at the Mullet Bay Clinic, and this is in the Maho Reef area from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. The St. Martin Diagnostic Center on October 11th from 12 to 2 p.m. The Mullet Bay Clinic on October 16th. The Midtown Clinic again will do their screenings from 12 to 2. Mullet Bay Clinic on October 17th from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. The Pure Health Clinic in Cole Bay from 12 to 3 p.m. on October 22. On October 23, Madam Estate Clinic from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Mullet Bay Clinic on October 24th from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And on the 26th of October, we're at the St. Martin Medical Center for the Women's Health Awareness Day, offering free clinical breast examinations as well as a host of other screenings from 9 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. On October 30th, the Madam Estate Clinic again is offering free clinical breast examinations from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And on October 31st, the Mullet Bay Clinic is offering free clinical breast examinations from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurance.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurance.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to remember to help keep you and your family safe. If you're not in an area that is advised to evacuate and you decide to stay in your home, plan for adequate supplies in case you lose power and water for several days and you're not able to leave due to flooding or blocked roads. This hurricane season, make a family emergency communication plan. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
This is a significant day for education in French Quarter. Last week, Tuesday, local authorities, parents, and students attended the inauguration of a number of classes at the new junior high school. This new establishment, designed to accommodate up to 600 students, represents a real turning point for the educational development of the region.
So we are very satisfied and with a lot of emotion to be able to rehabilitate this new junior high school that is normally supposed to accommodate not more than 600 pupils. We actually have 416 junior high school children that are attending this school for this year, and 70 personnel that will be able to follow the instruction and between this new site that was construction and that we are occupying from since the 2nd of September and to fullest 2024. It was a project that was very much away from the whole population because they never really believed that the school would be able to be constructed. And the classes are very spacious, permitting a certain amount of dynamic in the new educational system and new educational ways of transmitting a certain amount of education to the kids. And the personnel also are very fond of this new space that was given to them in order to exercise their work every day.
The inauguration ceremony, chaired by representatives of the collectivity and stakeholders in the educational field, provided an opportunity to present this modern infrastructure made available to students and teachers. College 600 is distinguished by its state-of-the-art equipment, its bright spaces adapted to new learning methods, as well as classrooms designed to foster an environment conducive to academic success. College 600 also has specialized spaces such as a science laboratory, rooms dedicated to visual arts and music, as well as a documentation center. These facilities aim to offer a diversified and comprehensive education to students. Sports fields and relaxation areas have also been developed to encourage physical activity and the well-being of young people. This project was funded by the collectivity with the support of the state and European funds, marking a strong commitment to education. Elected officials promised to continue efforts to improve school infrastructures in Saint-Martin.
I'm very pleased to be here this afternoon for the partial inauguration of this important structure. Right from the start, we committed ourselves as a collectivity to make this become a reality. I'm so happy, I'm so pleased to be here this afternoon to inaugurate this important edifice. It's a center that will house 461 children in the first phase. Of course, we have to do some additional work on the sports sector, on the whole canteen, the refectoire for the children. But what I'm sensing here is a dynamic team, a willingness to make it work. And that's why we too combine our efforts at the level of the collectivity, along with the technicians of the SIMSAMAR, to produce and to work closely in harmony with them so that we could today enjoy this beautiful building. And my trust and my hope is that the children frequenting this school will make full use of it. We spend the money, 28 million euros, with the full support, of course, of European and state funds. And we are proud of this great achievement. It shows that we are on the right track and will continue to work in the best interest of Enschede and the best interest of St. Martin and its people.
So I'm very pleased to be at Collège 600 tonight with the president of the collectivity to open the first 11 class of the Collège 600. It's a great moment for us. It's a very symbolic moment because after Irma, we have to rebuild many schools, and with the beginning of that opening of the new classes in Collège 600, it's really a step, a very important step for the rebuilding of the public monument in Saint-Martin. So I'm very happy for that. And it's a beautiful building. We bring very good condition for the children to study.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurance.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurance.
Assembly will hear an address by His Excellency Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
We will all be doomed in the court of conscience for knowing what is right while ignoring what is wrong. Madam President, of the myriad of challenges confronting our world, climate change threatens our very existence, adversely affecting development across all countries. Rising sea levels and temperatures, severe natural disasters, and shifting and extreme weather patterns disrupt agriculture and food security, threaten water supply, and displace communities. These impacts are particularly devastating for small island developing states. Each year, we make the annual pilgrimage to COP, filled with hope for tangible outcomes. And each year, we are regaled and renewed unkept promises are the order of the day. This cycle of hope, followed by disappointment, cannot continue if the Sustainable Development Goals are to be met. We must break free from this pattern of empty pledges. We must unequivocally and immediately fulfill all pledges for the sake of our planet and the future of all its inhabitants.
We'll hear an address by His Excellency Dick Schoof, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
It was clear to the Romans more than 2,000 years ago when Cicero wrote, "It is the duty of every statesman to anticipate the future, to discover some time in advance what may happen, whether for good or for ill, and never to have to say, 'I had not thought of that.'" Of course, predicting the future is not a simple matter. And I don't believe that's what Cicero meant. I think he was calling on us to take responsibility. Responsibility that goes beyond the scenarios we want to imagine, beyond our national borders, and above all, beyond short-term solutions. It may seem impossible, but here, more than anywhere, we know better. The history of the UN has shown time and again what can be achieved if we join forces and persevere. Without the UN, there would have been no climate agreements, no disarmament treaties, no development goals or international tribunals. We have come a long way, and we can still go much further. By finding in this unpredictable world our strength in stability, by returning to the very foundation of the United Nations, a shared sense of responsibility. To preserve that foundation, we must strengthen and improve our partnership. For example, by moving forward in the challenging reform debate. You won't be surprised to hear me say that the UN Security Council no longer reflects the realities of the 21st century. The seats must be divided better geographically to preserve the UN legitimacy, strength and vitality, with permanent African representation at the very least. This is a task for us all. And so the Kingdom of the Netherlands will fully support proposals that make such reforms possible.
The Assembly will hear an address by His Excellency Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, Legal Affairs and Information of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Despite a quarter century of analysis, advocacy, and prescriptions set forth by leaders of small island developing states and international institutions charged with advancing the interests of SIDS, our travails are enduring in a global community largely disinterested in our well-being and that of small states generally. We in SIDS remain unequally yoked in a global community motivated by the baser instincts of the untrammeled power of money, ideology, guns, lethal weapons, territorial and global dominance. To be sure, the SIDS have made incremental advances in the global community and in the architecture of international relations. Nevertheless, for us in SIDS, it has been a situation akin to going up a down escalator, in which the down escalator is moving at a faster pace than the upward baby steps. Frequently, it appears as though much of the powerful would wish the SIDS not to exist. But here we are, stubborn as the heavens. We are not going anywhere despite our massive vulnerabilities. Our people have a permanence in this world. Even if some of our lands wash away, we have a voice and we will continue to use it.
The Assembly will hear an address by Her Excellency Mia Amor Motley, Prime Minister, Minister for National Security and the Public Service, and Minister for Finance, Economic Affairs and Investment of Barbados.
As a digitally connected people, we are now, regrettably, confronted by multiple theaters of war and scenes of horror and famine flowing from that war, armed conflict instead of pursued development. Citizens of every country as well, struggling to contain the rising cost of living and the implications for them and their families on a day-to-day basis. And Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, we are all now threatened by the second but silent pandemic of antimicrobial resistance, together with a growing incidence of death and disability from chronic non-communicable diseases. We cannot afford the distraction of war. If ever there was a time to pause and to reset, it is now. Collectively as an international community, and individually as leaders in each of our countries, we must now deliver new opportunities and solutions to these crises which dampen economic growth, which restrict the ambitions of our people and numb our sense of the beauty and goodness that the world ought to be offering because it has it to offer. The reset for which I am calling, and indeed all of our citizens are demanding, must see an end to all forms of discrimination. That rules and institutions today exist which create first and second-class citizens, as we have said from this podium year after year, depending on your nation of origin, militate against the trust and the credibility and the hope, and it fosters a crisis of confidence in the existing international order, which must become inclusive and responsive for all. More than any other complaint from this podium has been the disparity in treatment and the inability to be able to have fair and transparent treatment for all that would lead to the trust necessary for us to solve the problems of our times that are truly beyond man-made causes.
The Assembly will hear an address by His Excellency Gaston Alfonso Brown, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Corporate Governance and Public-Private Partnerships of Antigua and Barbuda.
SIDS have learned to fight for survival against the rising seas and violent storms. But today, we must also fight for something greater: the survival of justice, of equity, peace, and human dignity itself. The time for games and lofty rhetoric has passed. We demand committed, concrete action, and we demand it now. We do not do so only for ourselves, but for all of humanity. The Fourth United Nations Conference on Small Island Developing States, SIDS-4, is a pinnacle of monumental achievement, a milestone that marks not only our collective progress as SIDS, but also our unrelenting resolve. SIDS 4 gave birth to the Antigua and Barbuda Agenda for SIDS, the ABAS, a renewed declaration for resilient prosperity. This agenda is not just a roadmap for the future, it is a lifeline for now. For SIDS, the ABAS represents the difference between thriving and perishing. It's our roadmap to a prosperous future. At its core is the SIDS Center of Excellence, built by SIDS for SIDS. This center is intended to be more than just an institution. It is an instrument for meaningful change, a center for groundbreaking technologies, revolutionary processes, and certainly pioneering solutions. With its global data hub, innovation, and technology mechanism, as well as the Ireland Investment Forum and Debt Sustainability Support Service, the DSSS, the Center of Excellence can be literally transformed the way in which we adapt to our vulnerabilities and set a path for resilient prosperity. However, this vision cannot succeed in isolation. We need the cooperation and support of the global community to ensure its success. Without global cooperation, our hope of a secure future within our countries will crumble under the weight of inaction.